Hey guys, TAILSPIN here, and in this video we will be looking at all of Rezakiri's abilities and how to deal with them. Remember to like the video if it helps you, as well as subscribe to the channel for more like it. Rezakiri is one of the toughest behemoths in the game and part of the current endgame duo in the Dyadic Rift alongside Shroud. From both of them, I find Rezakiri to be more annoying to deal with. His abilities are not that many, and they are not very hard to deal with, but they take a lot of time to get used to, and they also have the nasty habit of overlapping each other. Let's start with his first ability, which is TAILSPIN. When he does this ability, he will spin for more than 360 degrees, but only the initial first spin will deal damage. The best way to evade this is by rolling at the beginning of the spin in a direction opposite of the one he is hitting. This will make sure you're safe, and also remember that you do not need to roll a second time when the tail approaches you, because it will not deal damage. His second ability is Ground Slam. When he does this ability, you have two options. You can either stay away from him, or you can roll into him at the proper time in order to evade the attack and start dealing damage. If he does not hit you, he will stay on the ground for a few seconds, pulling his claws from it. If he does hit you or another player, he will go back up a lot faster. After some of his other abilities, he will follow up with a Ground Slam. When he goes in AETHER and ENRAGE mode, he will also do a Ground Slam, and he will slam with his tail a little after his claws, so you have to be careful and always roll when you see him doing it. His third ability is Charge. When he does this, you need to simply roll into him, or you can also sprint and roll to the side of his charge path. Remember that his tail will also deal damage when he turns, so roll if it comes near you. His fourth ability is Rainbow Shot. When he does this, I advise you to just stay away from him. Rolling is also an option, but you might end up out of stamina, and the ability does hit for a lot of damage. If you're in a full group, simply split up from each other so you do not get hit easily, and he spends more time traveling between each slayer. His fifth ability is Ground Rainbow Orbs. He will spin in the air and create glowing rainbow orbs in front and to the side of him. There are two ways to deal with the ability. The first one is to stay away from it and simply evade the orbs when they launch towards you by sprinting. The further away you are, the more space between them there will be. The second option is to sprint towards him, the moment you see him doing this ability, and to get behind the orb's spawn point. Most of the times, the orbs will spawn in a radius which there are slayers and in front of Rezakiri, which means that behind him there are rarely any orbs and you're safe. His sixth ability is Aerial Rainbow Orbs. Similar to the ground ones, Rezakiri will spawn rainbow orbs in front of him in the air. The difference here is that the travel distance of these orbs is a lot shorter, and you can simply stay away from him until they all drop on the ground. You can again run towards him and get behind his back where the orbs will not hit you. His seventh ability is Laser Spin. This ability has three variations. The first and second one are the same. He shoots either 4 or more lasers in an outwards direction from where he's standing, which spin counterclockwise. When he lifts himself to do this, I advise you to move away from the center point of the lasers and immediately afterwards to roll inside of it. This way you will be safe until the lasers spin. You will need to roll a second time when he slams towards the ground. Watch him do it a couple of times and try to time your roll so that you can evade and do damage to him. The slam will deal damage in a moderate radius around him when he hits the ground, so always roll unless you're very far away from him. Third variation, he will shoot 4 lasers, which will spin and travel outwards from him in a clockwise position and then change direction and travel back towards him. You will need to roll twice, once when he first starts shooting them and a second time when they come back. It is easier to evade them the second time the closer they are to each other. His eighth ability is Single Laser. When he does this, he will raise his tail and shoot a continuous streak of lasers towards a given player. After the initial streak, he will repeat the move backwards a second time. You can easily evade by either outsprinting them in a clockwise and counterclockwise direction, or you can evade them when they come close to you. I usually evade not when the closest laser is going to be on top of me, but when I see the one before it. If you do not understand what I mean, then simply watch the footage to get the hang of it. His ninth ability is a Double Laser. This move is identical to the Single Laser one, with the exception that he does 2 laser streaks at the same time. His 10th ability is Rainbow Prison. He will cast this on every Slayer in the party when he goes in Enrage mode or when he goes in Aether mode when using his white screen spin. Rainbow Prison will be created enclosing every Slayer. It is quite sturdy and takes a lot of hits before it can be destroyed. Lasers and most of Rezakiri's abilities can pass through the prison and do damage to you. The only exception is the Rainbow Orbs. They deal damage to the prison and can help you destroy it. Just be careful, because if he shoots too many at your direction, you might find yourself without a prison protecting you and without HP because the orbs have hit you. Rezakiri enters Aether mode by slamming his claws and tail in the ground. Either roll or stay away from him, since this does deal its fair share of damage. When he's in Aether mode, his tail gem, wings and claws will glow brightly in a moonlight type of color. During Aether mode, the major difference is that when he does a Rainbow Orb ability, the quantity of orbs that will spawn and shoot towards you are 3 times more, which means you have to be extra careful when evading. When he enters Enrage mode, he'll firstly slam the ground and do damage with both his Claw Slam and Tail Slam following it. Then he will create the prison around every Slayer and he will also gain more speed. He also gains a new way to enter Aether mode. He can either enter it the normal way, by slamming similar to Enrage mode, or he can do a TAILSPIN attack combined with white bombs and white screen. After he does this, you will find yourself in a prison again. He will also do in a succession the following 3 attacks immediately one after another. Single or double lasers, followed by ground Rainbow Orbs and then aerial Rainbow Orbs. In this situation, I advise everyone to get out of the prison as fast as possible and head towards him, because evading all of those orbs is really hard considering they are increased in numbers because of his Aether mode. Finally, Rezakiri has 2 other abilities which he only does after you destroy any of his body parts. When you destroy a part, he will fall to the ground and spend around 10 to 15 seconds fighting like that. During this period, he will do a side swipe with his claw and also a full body swipe with his tail and body. Both abilities are easy to see and deal with as long as you're prepared and know that they will be coming. This is everything regarding Rezakiri and his abilities. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something from it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below if you want to discuss something and share this video as you see fit. Lastly, remember to follow me on Twitch and Twitter at the links down below, as well as subscribe here for more video game and music content.